Hi, my name's Hayley Quinn and I'm a believer in real love, and I am here to help you navigate all of the complexities of love, dating, sex and relationships by being more authentic, by being powerful and by valuing yourself first. Now, what I want to talk to you about today, and this is kind of one for the guys, though kind of for women as well, is what do you do if you do not want commitment and you're just in that phase in your life, God bless you, where it's like, you know what, I want to be free, I want to have fun, I'm focused on my career, I've got too much stuff to deal with right now, I'm not ready to give her what she wants and needs. Now, obviously as a woman, I feel like defensive over this because I don't want to see anyone, man or woman, getting hurt. That being said, that I think actually as a guy, you know what, there's loads and loads of women out there who are going to be equally open to the kind of free, fun relationship that you want. It only starts to get really messy when you don't communicate yourself properly. Now, I think the real issue here as well is that you've been told that by wanting to have a more free or fun or sexy relationship, that automatically makes you evil. And you know what? This is all a lie, and I'm here to expose that because I, in fact, have 3 great communication skills that I'm going to be teaching you to how to put across where you're at in your life in a way that is honest, that's respectful, that doesn't hurt anyone and stays true to you. So don't believe the Hollywood hype that there's no way to get around this, or that you're just an evil person, or that in fact that you're going to have to trick a woman because there's no way that she's going to buy into the kind of relationship that you're offering. As I said, as always, your goals are communicate yourself very clearly, and then secondly, listen to her and partner up with women who are in the same frame of mind as you. Not all women want to get married and have babies tomorrow. Not all men want to have lives like Hugh Hefner. It's about finding your good balance in the shuffle. And there are 3 great ways that you can do this. So before we get into that though, remember, take some ownership and some acceptance about where you are in your life. Remember, this does not make you an evil person, nor does it make you someone who's misogynistic. What makes you somebody who's not great with women here is someone who lies about it. And that lies and that distrust is what screws up all of our interactions. So here's the thing, I'm going to get you, if this is where you're at, you are going to be so honest about this. Your intentions are going to become crystal clear. And that is because when you have that clarity, you attract the right kind of people. So here are my 3 communication skills to help you to really communicate to her effectively that right now you're not in the right headspace for commitment, but in a way that's positive and attracts the women who are completely down for that into your life. Okay, point number 1, let's get the tone right of this from the start. Right from the get-go, we should be communicating sexy, fun adventure here, not, I love you and I want you to be my girlfriend. So you can do a lot about this by actually just how you communicate with her and how you set up the initial interaction and date. So say you approach her and you start saying hello, make it about, let her know that you thought she was really attractive and you had to come and say hi. Say that actually, that you wouldn't normally do this, but you're kind of, you're kind of enjoying it, having this period of exploration and adventure. Send her a message that asks her out on a date that feels kind of like sexy and adventurous. Say something like, meet me for drinks tomorrow. So that when she's going along to the date, she's kind of getting into the vibe of, this is something that's adventurous, that's seductive. It isn't something that's cozy and relationshipy. So like what would be here is saying, let's go for a walk around the park, or let's go to the museum together. No, she's going to get the wrong end of the stick. Because remember, women, we are brilliant at inferring information, which means whatever information you give us, we read it on at least 2 levels. That's why guys get so confused speaking to women, because we're often always talking at least 2 different levels. So make sure that your communication the whole way through is very clearly saying sexy, fun, adventure. So everything about your approach, make it sexy, make the first date feel really date-like, make it seductive. Then when you're on that date, be clear to her and say, I'm in a zone in my life where I'm just, I think you're really sexy and I'm really enjoying meeting all these new people. And then bring her into it as well. Say, I'm sure that, with your career just taking off, or with you just moving to an amazing city like London, you must enjoy being really free. Do you see here how the whole interaction here is coming under this umbrella of like freedom and fun? And what you want her to say here is, yes, I am enjoying my freedom. Yes, I am enjoying the fun and adventure of just coming to this new city. If she sits opposite you and says, yeah, but you know, I'm really looking to meet that special person, then this is not the right woman for you to have a crazy sex or adventure with. Go find another one who's on the right page. So remember, communicate a consistent message, because people always read into things. Point 2, give some backstory. Now, a kind of a negative here that I have to say I'm not very happy with, a kind of a bad stereotype around guys, is that, yeah, you know, you're just sex crazed and you think with your penis and there's nothing, no other thought going on in your head at any given time. You're just a player. And in fact, you know what? People are complicated, and that's never going to be the truth. You probably, if you're in a phase in your life where you don't want to have so much commitment, there's probably some pretty good reasons for that, but you're going to get hit with a negative stereotype unless you give her some insight into why you feel the way that you do. Be open with her. Say, look, you know, it's like, you know, I had this horrendous breakup recently, or I've only just kind of starting to get there with my career, so I really want to put all my focus into it. Or I'm really enjoying the exploration of meeting new people right now. Like it's like, this is what's driving me. It's really amazing. If a person understands why you feel the way that you feel and they get your backstory, then they're going to be less judgmental and more willing to hear you out and participate and listen. So make sure she has clarity that it isn't just because you don't like her enough for her to be your girlfriend, or that you've rejecting her in some way. Make sure she knows what's going on. Point 3, you know what everybody wants in relationships? Trust and respect. Trust and respect. But you can have trust and respect without commitment if you want. What that means is, because you respect her enough to be honest with her, and because you want to create trust in the relationship, that's why you're honest with one another. So I would advise saying something to her like, look, here's the thing, you're always going to know where you stand with me. I respect you enough to be completely upfront about what I'm able to give to you as a guy. You know, I think you're really sexy and I'd love to continue getting to know you, but I want to be completely clear about where I'm at, because, you know, I like you and I wouldn't want to hurt you. What about that is wrong as a statement? Is that not like beautiful? I hope all the men out there that are in this zone were like writing that down, because it is about creating the right climate. It's about going, look, this is where I am. These are the reasons why. This is my intention towards you. Lay it all out. And if you do that really early on, I'm thinking like first date, first couple of dates, you know what, she's not going to be so like emotionally caught up in you that this is going to be a huge deal. If you've been having sex with her and dating her for 3 months, this is going to really suck. So make sure that you get your message out there at the start, and then you give her the freedom to go, actually, you know what, I'm kind of in the zone for that as well. Sounds great. Or no way, that's totally not for me. And if she's no way, that's totally not for me, you don't need to like twist her arm into this. You just let her go about her life, you know. We'll let her walk away from this, maintain a friendship or some distance contact, and then find somebody else who is on the same page. Because the funny thing is, the more consolidated and the more ownership you take about whatever space in your life you're at, the easier it's going to become for you to gravitate the right people towards you. And as I said, you only become the bad guy when you lie about this stuff, or you lie to yourself, or you do a big epic miscommunication. So get clarity, and you know what, you're going to start to get the women that you want on the terms that you both agree to. So, as you can see, I try and think things through from 2 sides here. I'm not team man or team woman. I'm team like, let's everybody have better sex, love and relationships by just being actually more authentic and trusting one another to be open. If you want to get more insights, I have this amazing gift that I want to give you. It's talking to you about exactly the reasons why women say they don't have time to meet you, cancel really last minute, or try and say that they just see you as a friend. I am going to be giving you detailed advice on why she's saying this to you, what she's really trying to communicate, and then the exact words that you need to do to solve this situation so that we can bring more men and women, or women and women, or men and men together. To get access to this information, you need to go to hayleyquinn.com/hermind. So HERMIND. If you do that, I'm going to give you a free video module on exactly how you can do this. So if you're like, what do women really thinking and feeling? Or how do I solve that? If you're tearing your hair out, maybe you don't even have any hair. Either way, this is the true way that you can actually develop better relationships with women. So go to hayleyquinn.com/hermind and get that information. And I'll see you again in the coming weeks with another video.